What's up, everybody? Happy Saturday. Welcome to the live reaction. I am Dustin Starr. Let's talk some pro wrestling, shall we? All right. Let me make sure I can see all the comments. Hit me up in the comments, guys. Guys and gals. There we go. What's up, everybody? Happy Saturday. Dustin Starr here, coming to you live from Memphis, Tennessee. What an episode we had today of Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle. Where's everybody at? Let me put it on live chat here, and I should be able to see all of your comments. So hit me in the comments. Let's talk some pro wrestling. I'm in my home studio here where all the footage is shot from Memphis, Tennessee. Let's see who we got in here. And so I am on my mobile device here, and I'm trying to make sure I can see your comments. Welcome to the live chat. Bam. Boom. There we go. Let's talk some professional wrestling while I figure this out. I just want to make sure that I can see all of the comments, because if not, I'm just going to be talking to myself here. And the whole point is to talk to you guys. Okay, welcome to the chat. Here we go. Dave Scooby looking forward to the Bodega versus SoCal Distancing for the tag team titles. You know, it didn't take very long before SoCal Distancing had to step in and say something about that match, because it was actually the four-way elimination tag team match today. Gosh, man, what was that? 3 or 4 segments long, with VSK and Max Caster versus Wasted Youth versus 4 Minutes of Heat versus the Bodega. And the Bodega had already been talking. I mean, ever since Danny Limelight kind of flipped the script, no more of that nice boy kind of stuff, it has been off the chain for those guys. So now they've been talking. So now they officially have, I'm going to turn these off, they officially have the opportunity at the 500th episode spectacular. So it'll be SoCal Distancing defending against the Bodega. That is going to be awesome. So that was announced. It's official. Number 1 contenders are the Bodega. But yeah, SoCal Distancing, they responded really, really quick. David says, hey, Dustin, great show today, but I feel bad for Dan Joseph. He's fighting a 2-on-1 battle, and right now he's losing. Can he get someone to even things up? And if so, who? That's a really good question, because it's been 2-on-1. Dan had already beat Levi several different times while he was defending his United TV title. If you remember, this goes way back to the Classic Connection when Levi Shapiro and Buddy Royal turned on one another. These guys were wrestling back then, Dan and Levi. And Dan Joseph always had his number, but these last 2 times, it has 100% come down to Howdy Price. And so you're right, Dan Joseph needs somebody in his corner, but who would that be? Who? I'm running through the information in my head here, and I don't know. So you guys tell me, who should be in Dan Joseph's corner? Is there anyone out there that Dan Joseph could trust to be in his corner that could battle against the Howdy Price 2-on-1 situation? But today's Dave and Buster's match of the week was Levi Shapiro defending, pretty much for the first time since winning it, the United TV title, along with Howdy Price, against Dan Joseph, the former champion. And again, the 2-on-1 was just too much. And like my Maria said on TV today, don't care who you are, 2-on-1's hard to beat. Bo says, howdy. Yeah, what's up with Howdy Price not singing? I'm going to put a message in to the boss himself, or I will talk to Aaron Stevens myself. Don't think I won't. And say, hey, bro, let's get Howdy Price singing again, man. David says, who would he pick? I'm waiting. You know who else was talking? Jordan Cruz in the chat throwing shade at King Fatboy Papo Esco. Wow. Well, first of all, Jordan Cruz talking trash in the live chat. I think you guys are taking a little bit out of proportion, but that's always good to get yourself booked on the card to wrestle these guys. Now the problem is he's going to have to fight Papo Esco more than likely the next time he sees him. But shout out to Papo Esco. Shout out to Jordan Cruz. Anthony Idol, the voice of Championship Wrestling, Todd Kenley. Who am I missing, guys? Everybody was in the chat today. It was a ton of fun. Hopefully you guys had as much fun as we did. Willie says, hi, Dustin. Great 500th show. 4 Minutes of Heat should be the next tag team champions. 4 Minutes of Heat. They had SoCal Distancing exactly where they wanted them. And just they didn't seal the deal because of the numbers, just like we're talking about. Had the opportunity today. Taken away. The Bodega has that opportunity. The 500th show, let me tell you, is going to be exactly what we're calling it, a spectacular. It will be spectacular. So the United Tag Team titles will be defended. That's the first of many matches that you're going to see confirmed here in the next coming weeks. And of course, here at Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle, our next milestone will be episode 100. But being the syndicated partner, we cannot wait to bring you all the action on the 500th episode spectacular. And congratulations to David Marquez and the entire Championship Wrestling and United Wrestling Network team and the Hollywood team for this huge milestone, 500 episodes. Guys, think about that. That's like incredible. 500 episodes, I hate to say a small mom and pop shop type of thing, but if you guys know David Marquez and you know the staff, it is like a family business. Everybody is so close. But anyway, congratulations to them. That is tremendous. Let me get caught up. Willie says Watts. What if Watts was in Dan Joseph's corner? I think that would be no problem then. Bo says Jack Cartwright is the man for Dan. He needs his payback on Howdy. Oh my goodness. What if Jack... Hold on a second. Could you really trust Jack Cartwright? The guy just took a payoff on the biggest opportunity of his entire career. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you have a 1% chance of winning the championship. You always take that match because you could always win on any given day. That's why we play the game. But anyways, could you really trust Jack Cartwright after he took the payoff from Howdy Price? Laid down? But on the other side of that, if there's a way to redeem yourself, redemption would definitely be in his favor if he were in Dan Joseph's corner. But yeah, that's a good point. And payback on Howdy. I like the way you think. Keith, Dan got robbed, rematch. I'm with you. Brother, it's really hard to get a rematch when you lost the last two in a row. But having that been said, Levi Shapiro got as many rematches as he wanted. Willie says Howdy Price should be thrown in the dumpster. Houston Body first. Also, big shout out to Houston Body. Check out his podcast, Who New Job Who Dis. He was in the chat today. Rumor has it he visited Memphis here at Platinum Jewelers in Memphis to help custom create this new United Women's World title. So it's going to be a beaut, like I said. That's a diamond's kiss. All right, let me find where I am here. Jack Cartwright could be a good choice. I actually thought he might be put in an appearance today. He does have a motive. There's one or two ways that these things go. The storyline or whatever that goes along with what happened with Jack Cartwright, in my opinion, could be used to really catapult him in that character because now he has something to sink his teeth into. But then it also could be something to that doesn't have a capitalization to where he just stays kind of in that particular role that he's in. And I'm not sure whose decision that is, but we'll see where it goes here very, very soon, because I do know that Jack Cartwright is scheduled to be on the program in the coming weeks. And of course, Howdy and Levi are definitely going to be on the show. Bo says, I'll get the petition prepared for Howdy singing ASAP. I will be the first one to sign it. Willie says, Jack Cartwright would be a bad choice. Finally, Willie is speaking some truth here. I agree with you. I don't know if you could trust the kid. David says, I love milestones. They're always something special. 500 Championship Wrestling from Hollywood show is a very big deal. I agree. Ooh, the custom championship. Yes, can't wait to see the new United Women's World Championship. Okay, I know you guys heard on December 12th here in Memphis, there will be a live event. It's SOAR Championship Wrestling. I will be the host for the evening. My buddy Sir Mo is promoting that event. You can meet him out at the event, but then also this Monday at high noon, right here on the Championship Wrestling YouTube channel presented by Pro Shingle, I will have my special guest, Sir Mo, will join me. And believe it or not, he does watch the program. He keeps up with what's going on. And also, you saw Alan Steele and Dante Smiley. Alan Steele is a mainstay here in Memphis. And of course, Dante Smiley, you've seen him on AEW. But those two guys apparently do not like each other. They're in competition coming up on December 12th. You can get all the information that you want at championshipwrestlingmemphis.com. Right at the top, click that, boom, bam, boom. That's one match that's been announced. Also, I'm getting word that there's going to be some women's wrestling as well. Can't wait to see that. And speaking of women's wrestling, what did you guys think of Nico Marquez today? Just being a true butthole to... Can I say that? Can I say butthole? Is that allowed? Just checking. Anybody? Like there's somebody in here with me, right? Yeah, I could say butthole. So, Nico Marquez being a true butthole to CC Chanel today. That was ridiculous. David said, in 100 championship wrestling shows, doesn't seem that long. Hey, time flies when you're having fun, brother. I've been having my eye on episode 100 for a minute now. I can't wait to see what Suits You has in store for me on the big day. I might even put the tuxedo back on for that one. I don't know. Got to get some fresh kicks, though. Pike. I don't know. I hate Howdy Price. 3 words, to the ring. Vipress is my choice to be the United Wrestling Women's Champion. What about Lacey Ryan? What about Heather Monroe? What about CC Chanel? CC Chanel should be in the running for this women's world title, but she's got this stupid contract with Nico Marquez. Nico is just a a-hole. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Keith says Cartwright's a bad choice. Someone should hit him with a super kick. Cole Michaels or Bucks, anyone. Okay. Eric Cartman says, screw you, Nico and Howdy. Nico needs to go in a recycling bin with all the other glass bottles. Okay, maybe that's a little too much. Yeah, that might be a little too much. But anyways, I understand how you guys feel about Nico Marquez and what he's doing to CC Chanel. But remember, Nico Marquez, and this is one of those things, Nico wants to tell you on television one thing when it's really the next. He does not have the authority to cancel the women's division. We've already learned that. He does not have the authority to block a women's championship belt from being made or being defended or being awarded. He does not have the authority. We all know this, okay? So I don't know what he's doing, but he's trying to suppress the women's division, and that is not going to happen. So the belt is being custom made. More details as we hear them, and I'm sure things are very, very hush-hush with Halston Body and Heather Monroe about it, because the more that people know about it, like Nico, the easier it would be to block those. So it's kind of like a strategy, I guess. But I can't wait to see it, man. The United TV title, the United Tag Team titles, even the Heritage title, they're all beautiful championships. Whenever we make our championship from Memphis here, I would imagine that it will be, I mean, we've got some expectations to live up to, right? Oh my gosh, wrestling fans either love a championship belt or they hate a championship belt. So United Wrestling Network has done a great job on there, so no pressure for us, right? Butthole is one of the nicer ways to describe Nico. Yeah, I was trying to be nice. Houston body turned baby face. You know what's so funny about today's wrestling is I don't know if there's a true baby face or heel because Houston body still acts the same way that he always has, and so does Heather Monroe. Does all the same stuff, says all the same stuff, but because it's for a different cause or a different purpose, it makes the people cheer him like a baby face. So he's still a nasty, nasty heel, but right now he's fighting the good fight for us. Keith says, I can't believe Will Hobbs joined the Team Taz on AEW last Wednesday. Yeah, it was a big move by Will Hobbs. Shout out to him, man. He's doing great for himself. Coley says, the United Women's Championship. I can't wait. Willie Nico Marquez is a laboratory experiment gone wrong. The United World Heavyweight Championship. Yeah, so let's talk about that for just a second. So you guys know that the United Wrestling Network has several different organizations under it. Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, Championship Wrestling from Arizona, Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle, the West Coast Pro, all the different stuff that's underneath the United Wrestling Network. Well, along with crowning a new first ever United Women's World Heavyweight Champion, we are about to crown on Primetime Live every Tuesday. We're about to crowned the first ever United Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion, and it's Mike Bennett versus Chris Dickinson, who are in the finals. The match has been postponed just because of medical clearance due to an injury of some kind from Chris Dickinson. I believe it was a shoulder or something like that. But this match has been rescheduled. Once there is a United Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion, that championship will be defended right here on Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle, just like the Women's World Championship will be as well. So I just wanted to give you guys, if you have any questions about United Wrestling Network and how they work and how we intertwine with that, let me know. I have great faith in Houston's artistic vision. It'll be real nice. Houston and Heather are just going up against a bigger mean girl in Nico. Yeah, well, I mean, Ruby Reyes really did the trick. David said, congratulations to Heather Monroe. She made this year's Women's 100 from Pro Wrestling Illustrated, clocking in at 97. They also mentioned her feud with Lacey Ryan. And I'm glad you brought that up, David. Perfect segue, because there's a brand new playlist right here on YouTube. It's called Best of 7 Series. Heather Monroe versus Lacey Ryan. Every single one of those matches, I believe there have been 6. One of them didn't count, but there were 6 of them total. They're all available in that playlist right now, absolutely free. Heather Monroe versus Lacey Ryan. It has not concluded. That series is yet to be determined, but you can see that in the coming weeks as soon as we get around this whole Nico Marquez situation. But you can watch every single one of those matches right there in full on YouTube. All right, let me get caught up real quick. Can't wait to buy the AEW game when it's out. That looks really cool. And what's even cooler is like guys like MJF, Luchasaurus, Scorpio Sky, SCU, all these guys, man, that came through Championship Wrestling and the United Wrestling Network. It's so cool to see where they are now. Do you guys see that Russ Taylor signed his WWE developmental contract? He is there in NXT. How cool is that? Alyssa Marino, who you guys know as Kathy Campanelli, she just was hosting Primetime Live in the lead on pay-per-view live. And, I would just only imagine that one of these big worldwide companies is going to pick her up too. So, man, shout out to all the hard workers out there. Danny Limelight Rivera is another one. The guy is about to... Jordan Clearwater. I could keep going with these names if you're going to see on AEW, WWE, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling is nothing to sneeze at. Anyway, sorry, I got off track there with the new video game thing. All right, Willie says, don't forget NWA Pro Wrestling is under the United Wrestling Network too. Well, they do have a partnership. I don't think I would consider the NWA under the United Wrestling Network. I would say that they're kind of the same thing because you remember the NWA back in the day had all the different territories, NWA Mid-South, NWA this, that, other, blah, 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 blah. And the champion would go and travel those territories. Well, the United Wrestling Network is very similar. Look, I'm all doing United Wrestling Network is very similar, though. But yes, they do have a working partnership, obviously, by this point. Winning the world title would make for a great redemption story for Bennett, but Dickinson is a real beast, and you ain't kidding. So... You got the redemption story of a Mike Bennett that could be the first ever United World Heavyweight Champion. Or you have kind of a homegrown maniac who bucks the system and cusses when he's not supposed to. And Chris Dickinson, the Dirty Daddy. It's kind of like a must-win for both of these guys, to be perfectly honest with you. Man, that's going to be a tough one. Who would you want to see defending the title on Saturdays? Would you want to see the Dirty Daddy on Saturdays on Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle? Or would you want to see Mike Bennett, former WWE star, former TNA star? Possibly Maria being in his corner from time to time. What's up, Greg? Thank you. He says, great show. And he says, oh, yes, even though I live on Long Island, I used to watch the NWA World Class Championship Wrestling, also wrestling from Florida also. Florida wrestling was some good stuff. World Class was nothing to sneeze at either. I was fortunate enough living in New York to get those channels in NWA. And Gordon Solie, of course, was fantastic. My Gordon Solie is Lance Russell. Even saw a little Mid-South for the time being. Keith says, is Nick Aldis wrestling still? Yes, Nick Aldis defended the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, the 10 pounds of gold, Sweet Charlotte, if you will. He defended that just about a month ago on Primetime Live, so you'll see more of him. And then I'm sure the NWA's got to get cranked up at some point, but the coronavirus is bigger than ever, especially here in Tennessee. Greg says, territories I loved. Yes, and we're bringing those territories back little by little. Arizona, Hollywood, and then we'll have Memphis as soon as this pandemic is over. Congrats to Russ Taylor. Been hoping he reaches the next level. NXT should be great for him. Willie says Mike Bennett. Let me tell a quick story and then I'm going to get off here. Okay, so I have been in the wrestling business since I was 15 years old. I've been in it over 20 years now. So when I went down to Hollywood and I saw all these guys and met them in person, there were two guys that I literally walked up to and said, man, you guys, you keep doing what you're doing and you will get noticed. You're going to get signed. And just gave a little tiny bit of advice to, not really just wanted them to know that I saw something special in them. One of them was Jordan Clearwater, and stay tuned, it's coming for him too. You already see him on New Japan Pro Wrestling. And the other was Russ Taylor. And later on, after that conversation, I interviewed Russ Taylor on the United Wrestling Network podcast, and I realized he had been in wrestling almost as long as me. And here I had no idea he had been in it that long, but like me telling him like, hey kid, keep doing it. You're going to really go somewhere one day. He's probably like, get out of here. But anyways, it was just a funny story how that has all happened now, and now he's in NXT. Stay tuned for Jordan Clearwater as well. Anyway, that's my Russ Taylor story. I felt really silly that I was kind of, hey, kind of marking out like, hey man, you've got what it takes. And he's like, yeah, get out of here. I've been doing this a long time. But yes, congratulations to him for his NXT. Yeah, Lance was great. David said, I'm actually rooting for Mike Bennett. He's been a champion before several times, but to be the inaugural United Wrestling Network World Heavyweight Champion would be his crowning achievement. Good point, David. But what about Dirty Daddy? If you're going to make a new star, you need to make a new star. And for me, I was introduced to the Dirty Daddy Chris Dickinson more recently than some of you probably have. I saw him on United Wrestling Network, and then, of course, he came to Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle, so I've seen him on both, and now I know who he is. I'm a fan of his. I know that we need to have our finger on the bleep button anytime a microphone is in front of his face. So... Greg says, listen to some of the shows with Lance, and oh my God, he was fantastic via YouTube. Yeah, go check out Lance Russell, man. I actually had the pleasure of working and becoming friends with him for the last several years of his life, and friends with his family. And I think that when you hear me on play-by-play and on commentary and hosting the show from Memphis, you'll probably hear a lot of Lance Russell from me. That's just what I grew up. Him and Corey Macklin, believe it or not. Dave Brown too, but I'm more of the over-the-top type, if you guys haven't noticed. David says, I read quite a bit from Lance Russell and PWI. Always like what he had to say. All right, guys and gals, I'm going to sign off here. Remember, all the matches from today's episode are available in full right here, right now on the YouTube channel. Let me tell you something real quick. Did you know that 70% of the people that watch videos of our stuff on YouTube are not subscribers? 70% of the videos watched are by non-subscribers on my page, on this Championship Wrestling page. So do me a favor, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, because if we get that up, more people will hear about us, more people will see us, and more people will chat with us on things like this. David says, I'll admit I bear a slight grudge against Dickinson because he prevented Peter Avalon from advancing. I agree. I agree with that too. I'm a Peter Avalon fan. Anyways, guys, be sure to hit the like. Be sure to subscribe. Also, I'll see you on Monday where we're going to have Sir Mo on the Championship Wrestling podcast. And then we've got another big episode coming up next week. You're going to see a little bit of a different look. My Maria recovering from having a baby. She's taking a little bit of time off. You might just see me there, but I don't want anybody not to tune in if they're a Maria fan. Anyway, we'll see. But I will see you guys on Monday. And if you're in the Memphis area, we'll see you tomorrow. That's Sunday at Dave & Buster's, absolutely free. It's our Dave & Buster's Survivor Series watch party. Thanks, David. I'll see you guys later. And until then, so long, everybody.